Hello, mis amigos, yo soy Ichirobecho, and we're back with another episode of Lifeline, Help Text, Crisis Line, whatever it's called. I don't know right now, I'm sorry. Where we last left off, we helped the detective try to survive against the aliens trying to find him. They did find him, but he's still alive. They need his help to find the person who was trying to get the jewels from the man that is now dead. And now we are helping the detective figure out who the jewels are, and who has the jewels, and try to get them back from whoever has them. Now we have a choice here where we can either get information about the dead guy from his coworkers, or we can get it from his wife, Mary Jo. I feel like Mary Jo would know more information than his coworkers since she lives with him. I mean, his coworkers would know a few things, but I don't think he would put too much information out there for coworkers than he would for his wife. So I feel like talking to his wife would help get us more information, if that all made sense. I'm never good at talking or explaining things whatsoever. Okay.
Makes sense. Let's get a little background on what's going on. Here's what I know so far about Mary Jo Irving. She's a retired newspaper reporter, a real firebrand from back in the 60s and 70s. She was pals with Spitfire Texas Democrats like Molly Evans and Ann Richards, who was governor when I was a kid. She retired about 15 years ago and hasn't been seen much since. A few days ago, she hired Jason Letter to sell some priceless artifacts, and now he's dead. Sounds like a lead to me. She's living on Bonneview Street in Travis Heights. It's about a 20-minute drive from here. I'll pick you back up then.
Crap. I didn't read this over here, and I assumed Mary Jo Irving was his wife, the dead guy's wife, not the person who was selling the jewels. But then again, she had the jewels in her store, so I feel like she would know a little bit more about that. So yeah, I think I went with the right choice.
Did I say 20 minutes? I meant 40. Austin is doing its best to be the big city, but so far the only part of it has worked out its lousy traffic.
I thought the big city was New York.
Weird thing though. While I was driving here, I noticed something. I kinda zoned out a little bit, but on the way, just thinking about everything, when I was coming across the bridge on Mopac, I was looking at the city and just looked so beautiful. I sort of forgot I needed to get over the exit. I cut across the freeway at the last second, and I saw this blue sedan whip across right behind me. A sedan. Could the green-eyed woman have sent someone else after me? She said she was going to leave me alone, and magically crazy people always keep their word. Do you think I'm being paranoid?
Well, a sedan just whipped in right behind you. Do you think they were following you? Do you think?
I don't know. Maybe. It's not like I'm used to being tailed by bad guys. I'm an Austin police detective, not an international spy. Could I be concerned about this? I'm afraid that I'm not thinking clearly because of this messed up case.
I would keep an eye out, just in case. I mean, you never know with aliens trying to figure out everything from you because they need some sort of jewels for something or other. I have no idea why. But just in case, you need to keep an eye out. They might want to probe you up the ass.
Okay, I'll keep my eyes peeled.
I didn't notice this before, but it says what they're doing, and it says right here Alex is driving. That's a cool little detail. I did not notice that.
Mary Jo's address is at 204 Bonneview, a tree-lined street just south of Ladybird Lake. And overlooking it, Bonneview is in a line of little houses that are, there's no other word for it, adorable. Tiny little post-war cottages with just the right combination of delicate care and austere shrugging neglect. This is the famed 78704, where they like to say, it's not just a zip code, it's a way of life. But I'm guessing Mary Jo Irving has lived here since before they even had zip codes. I'm going to ring the bell. Okay, I'm ringing the bell. Alex is... See, that's a little cool detail. I did not notice that. I'm not hearing anything. Wait, I think I heard something like clicking glass. Someone's definitely home. Should I ring the doorbell again?
They could be trying to hide. Because you are a cop. But I don't know if you're dressed undercover or not. But then again, just ring it.
Okay, here we go. Ringing again. Now I can hear someone. She's saying, give me a minute. I'm 70 years old, for Christ's sake.
Oh. Well, aren't you just a dick?
Well, you're rude, but you're pretty, so it's a wash, I guess.
Hello, Miss Irving. I'm Detective Alex Espedo. We spoke on the phone.
Oh, good. I was afraid you were one of those awful person people. What can I do for you?
I'm sorry to be the one to tell you this, Miss Irving, but Jason Lader is dead.
You're kidding! What happened?
I can't say much about it at this point, but we do believe there were suspicious circumstances. I was hoping I could ask you some questions.
Oh, God. That poor boy. Of course, please, come in. Come in. Yes. Oh, God, you're making Granny very, very soft. I mean, sorry. The place is a little bit of a mess. You want some coffee? It's good stuff, locally roasted. I usually put a little Irish whiskey in mine to honor my heritage. You?
Okay, Grandma. Going a little party-ish, I see. I see you, Grandma. I see you. A little whiskey won't hurt. I mean, the HQ ain't watching, so I don't think a little whiskey won't hurt.
Sure, I'll have a little whiskey in mine. I'm not Irish, though.
Good. I like a youngster who's willing to drink with an old woman. Says you're not a snob. Be right back.
While she's in the kitchen, I'll tell you what she looks like. She's 70, but she looks younger. She has white hair that falls in natural curls. She's wearing some kind of big house dress or muumuu.
What's a muumuu? What is a muumuu? Sounds like something of a cow, but never mind.
With a eye-gouging southwestern pattern on it. Big red plastic glasses, big smile, constantly twinkling in her eye. Maybe a little tipsy.
Probably. Grandma's had a little too much.
Her place is small but homey. Everything is probably expensive, but none of it ostentatious. I'm sorry, I can never read. I'm so sorry. The main thing you notice is books. They're everywhere. In built-in shelves along two walls, stocked on the coffee table, scattered on the tiny sofa. At a glance, they're mostly history, travelologies, political biographies, sociology. Mary Irving's all about the big wide world. There's a day plan on the coffee table. Should I take a glance at it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's not a good idea to look into Grandma's things. Because probably next thing you know, she could be around the corner with a shotgun in front of your goddamn face. Saying,
Don't touch my stuff, Sonny. I mean, if you want to touch some of Granny's things, I mean, we could get to the back room. I mean,
Granny, calm down. I'm not here for this. I'm here for an investigation.
I'm just saying.
Now please, put the shotgun down.
Oh, yes, definitely.
yeah, you just better not do that. Oh. Uh-oh. Think my game crashed. Oh, nope, never mind.
Probably best not to look through her personal stuff. She's not a suspect, so I'd be pretty unkosher to rifle through her data book. I'll just wait for the coffee.
Okay, here we go. 2 delicious fortified coffees. I hate to be blunt, but have you recovered the crystals? Did Jason have them on him when he...
I don't think Grandma gets to ask the questions here. I'm sorry, Grandma, but, who's the officer? Not me, Alex is, but that you know what I was getting.
Hey, I'll ask the questions, if that's okay.
I'm warning you, kiddo. I don't care how adorable you are. If you don't play straight with me, you're out of here. Are we clear?
Yes, ma'am. Sorry. Miss Irving, I need to learn everything I can about Jason Letter and what he was doing for you.
Ask her about the crystals. I think the crystals would have a little more information on why Jason Letter died and why the aliens need them.
Tell me about the crystals. What are they? Some kind of gemstones? Literally all I know about them is that they are rare and valuable.
I'll say they're rare and valuable. They're the only crystals of their kind on the whole damn planet.
Excuse me?
Have you ever heard Tung Sukite?
That is some news to me. I've never heard anything like that. No, I've never heard of it. Sorry.
Don't feel bad. Most people haven't, on account of it's extremely rare. Would you like to know the history of Tung Sukite?
It could be useful. It really could, Grandma. Lay us some backstory on it.
What exactly is Tung Sukite?
What is Tung Sukite? That's a question. One with a slightly long and unsatisfactory answer, I'm afraid.
She's leaning back in her chair, sipping her coffee. Oh boy.
This all started with my grandfather, Chauncey Drake. You ever heard of him?
Oh my God, we're going back that far. Grandma, cut to the chase. I mean, you would probably be dead by the time the story's over.
No, ma'am. I had a pretty lousy education, though.
Oh, you wouldn't have. Most people these days haven't. Chauncey was famous in his day. He was what they call the gentleman explorer, which was a nice way of saying he was a rich guy with too much time on his hands and a bad case of wanderlust. Anyway, it just so happens that Chauncey was in Siberia in 1908 when the Tung Sukite event happened. I take it you heard about the Tung Sukite event?
No clue. Do you know what it is?
I do not. But I'm guessing, since it's about something about gemstones and crystals, and they're the only thing of their kind, I'm guessing it was a little popular? I don't know. I don't know if this changes the story in any way, shape, or form. Or maybe Grandma will tell us.
Sure. That was the popular uprising. It took place in Siberia, right?
This'd go a lot faster if you didn't act like you know things you don't. My folks brought me up to back to police officers. Let's not profane their memory, shall we? The Tung Sukite event was a big old explosion that happened in Siberia back in 1908.
Oh, so Grandma would just tell us. Why was there options? Why couldn't we just say we don't know? So Grandma could lay some more story on us. I mean, she's doing it already.
And if you ask whether I was alive when it happened, I'll smack you. Now then, it just so happened that Chauncey was just a few miles away when the explosion took place. He was visiting the indigenous Invicts, following some sort of story or another about a lost treasure buried in the tundra. It bears mentioning that Chauncey was a sucker for anything supernatural. He believed in the occult, fairies, spiritualism, the whole bit. He was even certain there was some kind of secret wizard enclave somewhere outside of Portland, Oregon, if you can imagine such nonsense.
I guess we know how Mary feels about magic. I guess so. I mean, I don't believe magic, so yeah, I guess so. One second, Miss Irving. Just catching up on some of my notes. It's nice that some people are allowed to maintain their sanity well into old age, isn't it?
Back to Santusaka. One morning, Chauncey and the Ivex look up, and there's a line of blue fire tearing across the sky. Knowing Chauncey, he probably took off running for the second he saw it. According to him, when the thing hit, the shockwave was so powerful it knocked the whole tribe right off their feet. Chauncey would have always been quick to add he hadn't fallen over, due to that training and quick wits, which was a very Chauncey thing to add. He and the Ivex rode off to find it, but it was so hot, they couldn't get more than 50 miles from it. After a few days, it had cooled down, but the Ivex If this thing would stop fucking going up so I can read it, that would be nice. The effects left Chansey behind. They were terrified of some evil spirit called Valley Man and wouldn't go any closer. So Chansey went on his own, picking his way through the forest of flattened and burnt spruce trees. After about 3 days of searching, he came across a circle of mile wide, completely flat, scorched clean. And in the center of this circle, he found those crystals. He says they were glowing with their own light, and that the air around them waved like in a heat from a fire. But the crystals themselves were as cold as ice.
What did Chansey do with them? I'm pretty sure Mary just took them and sold them. That's how John, or whatever his name is, got them.
Miss Irving, what did Chansey do with those crystals? Did he just hang on to them?
Not at first. When he got back to England, he took a small sample to a friend from his Royal Society, a geologist. Chansey headed down to the local pub for a pint while the geologist fiddled. As soon as he sat down at the bar, there was a massive explosion. Chansey ran back. By the time he got there, the geologist and his house had been blown to the kingdom come. Nothing remained of the house but scorched flat earth, and the crystal sample sitting completely unscattered right in the middle. A few years later, here in the States, he met up with another scientist, a psychiatrist in Chicago. He convinced Chansey to let him have a look at the crystals, and Chansey reluctantly agreed. One explosion later, Chansey locked the things away and vowed never to let anyone touch them ever again.
How did you get them? Now that's a question we need to know, if he locked them away.
How did you end up with the crystals?
When Chansey was a very old man, he lived with me and my parents. Mom was always trying to put him in a home, but whenever she did, he'd just sneak out and come back to the house. Finally, she just gave up. Chansey took a shine to me for some reason. He said it was because I was budding genius, but he was full of bull. I think the real reason that I was the only one who listened to his stories. Anyway, when he died, he left the crystals to me, with explicit instructions. I was to keep the crystals safe and to refrain from selling them. And by no means was I ever to sell them to the Person Corporation. He was then meant to that point.
Oh boy. I don't think we need to know what the crystals look like. Well, actually, I think we do if we have to find them and give them to the green-eyed woman. But then again, if she's seen the green-eyed woman, that could also help us a little bit with more information. But then again, I don't think she always has green eyes. Or she probably does. She probably always has green eyes. So, I feel like we should ask about the green-eyed woman. And I'm sorry, I cannot read at all. I am very bad at reading. I know this. I am terribly sorry.
Miss Irving, have you encountered a woman with bright green eyes who might have been after the crystals? She's a tall, blonde, maybe mid-30s, nasty disposition.
No. I guess I remember someone like that.
What should I ask her next?
Now, I think we should ask about Letter. Just to get a little more information about who he was and why he had those crystals and why he died.
What was Letter like? What was your impression of him?
Oh, he was very kind, very handsome. He would always come in my store every day and say, "Hey, Granny, how are you doing? Oh, you look lovely today, Granny." I would just always blush. He would say the nicest of things. But anyway, he had a good smile, a warm handshake. He seemed like an all-round nice boy. The folks at the firm couldn't say enough good things about him. He was very sweet when I explained to him why I was forced to sell those crystals.
Why was she forced to sell the crystals?
What do you mean you were forced to sell them?
Oh, shoot! I just assumed you knew the whole story.
Oh boy, more story from Grandma.
I got pancreatic cancer, stage 106. Whatever the stage is where you're practically all cancer.
I'm very sorry to hear.
You and me both, kid. But I'm not one to go gentle into that good night. I'm more old age burning and raving at close of day. There's an experimental treatment that might could work, but insurance won't cover it. So even though I swore to Chansey I wouldn't sell those damn crystals, I decided to anyway.
What should I ask her next?
Ask about herself. I mean, why not? Grandma's already laying down some information. Why can't we just get a little more? A little more backstory about Grandma. A little more kinky stuff. What she... No. Sorry, Grandma. I'm sorry.
Can you tell me a little about yourself, Miss Irving?
Oh, I've lived here most all my life. My people are from Chicago originally, but I'm a Texan born and bred. Thank Jesus. I lived in Austin since I was 19. I saw Janis Joplin at the Evelyn door in 1965.
Ask about something else, because I don't really know who Janis Joplin is.
I can't think of anything else to ask about her. I guess that's it for Mary Jo. I wonder. Should I ask her who she thinks killed Letter?
I mean, couldn't hurt. I don't see why not.
Just curious, Miss Irving. Who do you think might have killed Jason Letter? She's thinking about it, taking a sip of coffee.
You know, a few years back, one of those Persons people came to see me. I don't remember her name. She was offering to buy the crystals even though I told her no in the past. We went back and forth and finally she looked at me with these cold eyes and she said, "We'll get them one way or another." And then she got in her car and drove away. So I don't know who killed Letta, but if it turned out to be one of them, I wouldn't exactly go into shock.
I think that's all I have for now, Miss Irving. Thank you for your time.
It was either that or sit here dying of cancer, so you know, not a tough choice. Hey, hon, I know it's not your primary concern, but please, find my crystals. I'm begging you. A woman like me never begs.
I'll do my best, Bam. I promise. Here's my card. Please call me at any time if you think of anything else. I'll check back with you in a bit. Hey, I just got a text from my partner, Dites. Remember how I said I needed to talk to Letter's wife as soon as her plane landed? Well, her plane is in the air now. I need to get to the airport. Fortunately, it's not too far from here, but I'd really love to stop by my house and change shirts. If I'm being honest, I don't think I smell all that great. Can you look up how long it takes to fly non-stop from Houston to Austin? If it's more than an hour, I have time to rush home. If it's less than an hour, I need to go straight there. Houston, Texas to Austin. I don't live anywhere near there. And I don't want to go look. So I'm just gonna have a guess. Alright. Less than an hour? More than an hour. Less than an hour? A little more than an hour. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Catch a tiger by his tail. If you gotta let him go, eeny, meeny, miny, mo. I'll say it's more than an hour. I honestly don't know. And if I fuck up, I can just rewind from here. So I'm gonna say it's a little more than an hour. You have time to change, buddy. Okay, cool. I'll just rush home and change real quick. See you in a few. Okay. Well, while he's changing, I'm gonna have to end off this episode here. I'm running out of time, so I'd like to thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys did enjoy, and I'll catch you on the next one. Hasta la vista, baby.